Pursuant to the amendment of Bill H. 3548 and Governor Healy's signing of such amendments into law in March 2023, expressing certain provisions of the open meeting law, this public meeting of the Town of Bolton Conservation Commission is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but the public can access this meeting while in progress by Zoom video communications. Members of the public attending this meeting virtually will be allowed to make comments if they wish to do so during the portion of the hearing designated for public comment by telephone, cell phone, or personal computer using Zoom. Guidelines for the participants: utilize the chat or raised hand function to address the board, remain on mute until you've been addressed by the board chair, and participants are required to display first and last name. Per tradition, we will start with the roll call, starting with me. I'm Jim Garrity.
Laurie Stevens.
Sam Basile.
Thank you. Okay, up first, the Bolton Conservation Commission will continue the public hearing regarding a notice of intent under provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and under the Bolton Wetland Bylaw, Chapter 233, for 27 Forbush Mill Road, Map 6B, Parcel 3, for 3 houses. Lauren, is the applicant or their representative here?
Yes, we have Ryan Proctor from Dillis and Roy here tonight.
Hi, Ryan.
Good evening.
Okay. So Ryan, you did submit a set of updated plans. Correct?
We did, yep. Submitted on Thursday after the site walk, some updated plans, an updated cover letter to your commission, responding to DEP comments and some of the site walk materials, and I believe an operation and maintenance manual as well, in response to a comment at the site walk. I'd be happy to go through that letter and talk about the changes if you'd like.
Yeah, if you could, please.
Definitely. Would it be okay if I shared my screen?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So as I mentioned, we had the site walk with the applicant, Rebecca, Jim, Sam, and myself on Wednesday of last week. And we had a couple comments come up at that site walk that I did reply to. And then we had the original DEP comments from the previous application that were still outstanding that I did submit a summary letter to as well. So I'll just go right down that letter that I submitted on Thursday of last week. The first comment that we'd received from the state was relative to the wetland delineation. They recommended that we do an inspection of the wetland flagging while we're on site. So we did at the site walk, in addition to walking the proposed disturbance areas, we walked the limit of the bordering vegetated wetland, and then we split off a little bit, but Rebecca and I walked the limit of the mean annual high water mark as well. I added a viewport on the site plan, the revised site plan, to document that. It is in the lower portion of the site. The only comments relative to that, we started up near Forbush Mill Road. We witnessed wetland flag A20. It had fallen down and we could not find wetland flag A21. So it was requested that we restake those in the field, which we did do over the weekend. Additionally, Rebecca suggested that we relocate wetland flag A9. There was a tree she indicated in the field. It's approximately 12 feet northeast of where the original flag was. We did hang a revised flag there and then modified the buffer zone accordingly. Given wetland flag A9's location in proximity to the other flags, there was not a significant change in the buffer zone. So there was no changes. We did not have any impact adjustments within our area of work. So our limit of work is still this erosion control barrier. We're still well outside that 100-foot buffer zone in that area. So that was the first comment from DEP. The next was relative to work within the riverfront area. If the commission remembers, originally we had a large stormwater basin to the left side of the proposed driveway. We have since removed that. DEP noted that the project of this size of 3 residential units is not subject to the stormwater standards, nor is it subject to any local stormwater regulations. So we did eliminate that stormwater basin. We are still proposing to capture stormwater on the up gradient side of the driveway. We're going to have grass swales with stone check dams discharging to a stormwater management area on the northeast side of the driveway before providing a controlled discharge on the low side of the driveway. The next comment was relative to what I just said about the stormwater standards, that this development does not apply to that. The next comment was relative to the originally submitted stormwater report that we'd submitted with the original filing. They were asking about pre-treatment of stormwater. We are still providing that, as I just mentioned, with the grass swale, the check dams to slow the runoff down, provide some settlement of stormwater in the basin prior to discharging to where it's going already. The last comment was a recommendation to the commission that the commission may want to include conditions that memorialize the limit of alteration to the riverfront area. As I mentioned, we are no longer proposing any riverfront alteration. Our limit of disturbance is completely outside of the riverfront area, and we will have the limit of work and erosion protection barrier installed prior to construction to memorialize that. I think that was all. If I'm forgetting anything, please correct me, but if there's any questions on any of that, I'd be happy to take them.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ryan. Let's see, just one question. As far as the erosion control, the silt fence for the upper portion of the project, which is way up on the hill.
Yep.
Are you considering using wire back silt fencing up there?
We do. So we have detailed, we have the whole way. Oh, geez. We've been having network problems all day. I'm sorry. It's on the second page of the site plan. It is silt fence reinforced with straw wattles.
Does it have wire on it or no?
I have to check the detail and I just lost it. I'm sorry. Lauren, do you happen to have that site plan available by chance? Thank you.
Yeah, I'll pull it up 1 second.
Yep. Something was going on in our office today. We were disconnecting all day.
No worries.
Okay, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, and it's on this page?
Yeah, right in the top center there, the siltation barrier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we had called that any. That's our standard erosion protection barrier.
Okay. Yeah, so we kind of chatted about that, and we're in the orders. We'll mention, at the, Rebecca will go out and visit and make sure, and if he thinks it requires one, we'll make that part of the order of conditions.
Okay.
If it's required.
Okay, that sounds good.
Based on your discussion with her. So.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lauren. I think that is all the questions I had. I will open it up to the other commission members. Any questions, comments?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Are any members of the public here that would like to comment on this project? Okay, seeing none. Did I get everything, Lauren? Did I miss anything?
Look at my notes here. Yeah, I think you covered everything.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, with that, I would like to make a motion that we close the hearing for 27 Forbush Road, map 6B, parcel 63. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am also an aye. I would like to make a motion that we issue an order of conditions for 27 Forbush Road with the following conditions. The commission or conservation agent may require that the applicant utilize wire back silt fence on the site at a future time. The project shall meet stormwater standards to the maximum extent that is practicable. The stormwater basin on site shall be constructed and utilized during the construction, as well as finalized and utilized in post-construction in perpetuity. And the operation and maintenance plan for stormwater infrastructure on site shall be a condition in perpetuity. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am also an aye, Lauren.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very
Okay.
much for your time.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan.
Yep, have a good night.
Thank you. I think we are on schedule. Okay, the Bolton Conservation Commission will continue the public hearing regarding a notice of intent under the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and under the Bolton Wetland Bylaw, Chapter 233, for 12 Green Road. Lauren, is the applicant or their representative here?
I see Eric Royce from KBA Architects and Chelsea Christensen from Niche is also here.
Yep, and we also have Joe Milani from Castle Booze and Marianne Williams from Skanska.
Thank you, Eric. Eric, anything you want to bring up here?
I just know we haven't heard anything from Rebecca recently. We had a meeting with her last week to go over some of the miscommunication that was going on. I think we resolved most of that. I'm not sure if she has drafted a draft approval or if the plan is to continue for tonight. There was some discussion about waiting for the wetlands peer or the stormwater peer review, which planning asked for. So I'm not sure if you want us to give a presentation again tonight or if you want to, or if this is a continuation situation again.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a continuation situation here as we work through that.
Okay.
A couple of things, Eric. I believe that the commission requested a revised plan showing the extension of the limit of work around a particular outlet. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah,
Um,
sorry, Chelsea Christian Engineering. I did look into that and our drawings do show the limit of work going around the outlet, so I'm not sure what the confusion was there. I have the drawings open if you want to look at them.
Yeah, if you could, Lauren, was there, I think it was one specific outlet. I don't remember which one it was, but do you remember which one it was, Lauren?
I know it was the one towards the back of the field, kind of out, it was out into the woods. When we were on our site visit that Brian had taken a look at, I think it was a number 3, I'm not sure.
So
yeah, I
this,
think it was the one on the north end of the site that we had to restake for him to go out and take a look at.
Okay.
this is the one at the north end of the site, and I know that the line type is a little weird, but it does go around the outlet, and was it just not staked in the field very well? Because these are the drawings that you have.
Yeah, no, I think he was looking at a revised plan, so I'm assuming it's on the plans here. So, okay. If
I think
that's
from what, if I can remember what Brian was saying, he's not here tonight, but I think he was asking to show an extension of the limit of work, because he felt that it should have gone further out on the plan, because of the outlet. I'm not sure exactly what it was that he was looking for, but I think he wanted an extension of it.
Okay, maybe because it flattens out here, you need to be able
Could
to.
be.
Maybe
Yeah.
get some clarification on what exactly he's looking for, because
Sure.
I'm not entirely clear what he wants.
How will that be forwarded? Do you usually send like an email or something, or do you have an official document you send out? I want to make sure that we can react to it and send something, whatever you need, timely, so we can review this at the next meeting.
Typically you could send anything to the conservation agent, to Rebecca, or to my email as well, which I can give you. And that way we can take a look at it at the next meeting.
Well, I think what you said was you were going to check with this gentleman to see what he needed, and we needed to know
Oh,
what
I
that
see what you're
was. So
Right.
I just want to make sure that we have a process in place that can be sent to us, so we know
Okay.
what we need to give you. So at the next meeting, we can review it and not have to delay for another meeting.
Sure, I can send him an email tomorrow and see if I can get some information from him and I can forward that along to you all.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have clarification before the next meeting. We'll give you time to respond. Okay, and I think there was one other thing that we were looking for you guys to address the DEP questions. Did you guys get a chance to do that?
No, we have not received any comments from DEP.
Well, we did
That-
get comments from DEP about
Oh.
the PSS removal, and we
Okay,
have addressed them. We have not forwarded you those responses because we are waiting for the peer review comments on the stormwater report for the planning review. We do have that all ready to go, so I can forward that under separate cover.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. I don't think that's, I don't want to hold anything up, so
Okay, we'll send that right over then.
thank you. Okay,
I think Mary Ann's got a question for you.
sure. Hi, Mary Ann.
Hi, good evening. How are you today?
Good.
Good. So I was just looking at my notes from the last meeting and I was just hoping to get a little clarification that my understanding from my notes is that there was a question about the limit of work around the outfall and that they could see where the outfall was marked, but they wanted an update on the drawing. So I just wanted to put that out there if that was a correct assumption from the last meeting. And that also there was a comment that people with additional comments that you folks were waiting to hear from other commissions and boards. And I didn't know if there was any more feedback that we may need to respond to that you could share with us as of this evening.
Yeah, I don't know of any that we have outstanding that I know of.
Okay.
So I think we're good. I think we have to get the DEP comments, the answers to DEP comments, updates to that. We'll get clarification on that outlet, what exactly Brian is looking for. And then we have our own town internal peer review for stormwater. So we're waiting for that as well. So those are kind of the three outstanding items that I know of at this point in time.
Certainly, we want to satisfy the board's requests, and we just wanted to be clear in our own thinking about being fully responsive.
No, appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do any other commission members have any questions, comments?
I do not. I was just looking for some information on the stormwater stuff. So that's still pending.
Okay, great. Thank you. Are there any members of the public here that would like to comment on this project? Okay, seeing none. So Eric, with your permission, are you okay with moving this out to the next meeting?
Yeah, I think we have to. So if you're waiting for additional information, then
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we continue the hearing for 12 Green Road until our next hearing, which is on, I believe, September 3rd, Lauren.
Yep, that's correct. And we do have another hearing scheduled for 7 o'clock, so you could do this one at either 7:10 or 7:15.
Oh, 7:10. Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we continue the hearing for 12 Green Road until September 3rd at 7:10. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And I will send you all a follow-up email once I hear back from Brian on clarification about the limit of work extension on the plans.
Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
night.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Okay, I think we are on time here, 7:25. Okay. The Bolton Conservation Commission will now continue the public hearing for the request for determination of applicability under the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and under the Bolton's Wetlands by 3 for 2 Old Harvard Road, lots 1, 2, and 3, map 6C, parcels 7.1, 7.2, and 7.3. Lauren, is the applicant or a representative here?
Yep, we have Maureen Harold.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Could I share my screen, Mr. Chairman?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay. So we had a site visit last Wednesday, I believe, with Rebecca and the vice chairman to go out and take a look at septic systems that were staked, as well as the resource areas that was flagged. There was 2 adjustments made. One was to wetland flag 5A, and that moved up 9 feet, and wetland flag 7A moved up 6 feet. I spoke to Rebecca about just adding that onto the plan. She felt comfortable with that because regardless of the relocation of the flags, all of the work is still located outside of the 100-foot buffer zone. So as you can see, the closest proposed work, which would be the erosion controls, which is shown in orange here, is 118 feet away from lot 2 and 144 feet away from A1 for lot 1. There was some discussion out on site regarding the reserve area. So the primary is shown in the Stalker trench, and the reserve is behind it. And one of the questions was, could we possibly look at the septic system designed to have the reserve in between the trenches of the primary? So that would look similar to what we have out here on lot 3. I spoke to the applicant, and the Board of Health has approved all of these septic designs. So I'm hoping that the commission may consider a compromise, and if they find the filing acceptable and they'll vote to approve it, maybe condition it that if and when the septic systems fail and we need to reinstall in the reserve areas, that a filing with the Bolton Conservation Commission will be made. And then that way it can accommodate the concerns with not having the reserve within the primary. And the other discussion that we had on site was, I guess there's a way that the Bolton Conservation Commission cannot officially approve the resource area because the entire ponded area is not flagged, that the commission will approve the work outside the buffer zone. So I'm requesting that as well if the commission is comfortable with that.
Okay. Yep, understood on your comments for sure. We'll kind of talk about that for in a second.
Okay.
Yep, no, but we agree. Okay, anything else, Maureen?
No, that concludes my presentation.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so let's just talk about that just for 1 second here. So we want to just make sure it is clear that the commission is not confirming the resource delineations at this time, and a full wetland delineation may be necessary for future work. So we want to just make sure that I believe we're aligned with that.
We're comfortable with that as well.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, any commission members have any questions or comments?
No.
Any members of the public here that would like to comment on this project? Not seeing any. Okay, I would like to make a motion that we close the public hearing for 2 Old Harvard Road lots 1, 2, and 3, map 6C, parcels 7.1, 7.2, and 7.3. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well, Lauren. I would like to make a motion that we issue a -3 determination for 2 Old Harvard Road with the following conditions: erosion and sediment controls to be in place as expressed on the plans. And should the reserve system be installed during the period of time that this determination is valid, then the property owner shall come back to the commission for a new determination at that time. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am also an aye.
Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you for your time this evening. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks. Have a good night. And how are we doing for time?
We have a few more minutes.
We have a few more minutes. Why don't we try the meeting minutes? Did everyone get a chance to look at the meeting minutes from August 6th? So any questions, comments, updates?
Nothing on my end.
Nope, we're good.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the August 6th, 2024 Bolton Conservation meeting minutes. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well, Lauren. Okay. So get 2 minutes. As far as enforcement updates go, I believe there's no new news on the enforcement updates. I think they're still, all 3 of them are still in process. No updates. I guess we can try and do a certificate of compliance, Lauren. Does that make sense?
Sure. Well, we have 1 more minute.
Okay, why don't we just wait? Why don't we just
Yeah.
wait? Sure. Okay. The Bolton Conservation Commission will now open the public hearing to review the request for determination of applicability for 25 Forbush Mill Road, map 6B, parcel 2, for the proposed replacement of a culvert under Forbush Mill Road. This is an exploratory geological investigation to understand soil conditions around the site. Lauren, is the applicant or a representative here?
Yes, we have Seth Taylor from Tyne Bond here tonight.
Hey, Seth.
Hello, everybody. Evening.
Could you give us an overview of the project, please?
Absolutely. I am going to share my screen with your permission.
Sure.
Did that concur?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So the ultimate project is to replace the culvert on the Still River under Forbush Mill Road. There are actually 4 culverts along the road heading west away from Main Street. This will be the replacement of culvert we're calling number 1, which is right here. I also have a Google Street View. This is facing north towards Main Street. This culvert is undersized and will be replaced, meeting stream crossing standards. On the west side of the road, there's a fire pond. This is the downstream side, with a dry hydrant where the stream comes out to the west and then turns almost due south along the road in a channelized stream. And this is the eastern side of the Still River looking upstream with a small BVW on this side and a larger BVW on this side. The project, let's see if I'm gonna stop just so I can change screens. So, this is that same view. This is looking east towards Main Street. The culvert eventually will be replaced, which is right here, in its entirety. As I stated, the 2 borings are going to be on either side of the stream. I don't know why, but this boring is underneath the E. You can see the little black in the back of it. Borings 1 and 2, they'll both be on the same side of the road, and that's intentional for it will require a police detail to allow the work to proceed, allowing traffic to still go through. This will be accomplished in 1 day. It's within the 25-foot resource area extension, in particular to Bank, but it is entirely within the roadway, so it will be within the pavement, and that's the only aspect of this project right now under this RDA is just the geotechnical borings to establish soil conditions for the eventual replacement of the culvert. They are going to bring out a machine which looks pretty similar to this. This is actually from the company that's going to be doing it. It's a small tracked vehicle. It fits within 1 lane, and they start drilling, and they essentially take out about an 8-inch diameter circle, and they go down roughly 30 feet. It can depend on conditions. Once they hit bedrock, they go a little bit beyond that, but it's really to establish what the soil conditions are underneath the soils of the actual roadway itself, the installed soils. And so these will be taken out, and they'll be, collected and sent off site for analysis. They will have on site, they will have backfill, which they'll put back in, and then they'll add a pavement cap to each of the holes. It's about an 8-inch diameter hole. And so it shouldn't really have too much effect on anything around it. And this should be able to be accomplished in 1 day. It's this aspect of the project is pretty straightforward. So we are requesting this, and I'm sorry, I should have said at the beginning, this is a Bolton DPW project. We are working for the Bolton DPW to eventually replace for engineering design for replacement of the culvert. So we are requesting a negative determination category 2. Right now it's scheduled for September 3rd. And that's not just only with the driller, but that's also with the police department to have a detail on site. And so I'm of course open to any questions if you have them. But we are requesting that we, if possible, to close it tonight so that we can hit that September 3rd, because I know the next meeting is on September 3rd. And I will be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, great. Thank you, Seth. Can you bring the plan back up just for a second? I just want to show erosion controls. Do you have erosion controls here?
They didn't propose erosion controls. They typically, when it's within the roadway, there isn't spillover. I mean, unless it is a torrential downpour, but the soils that they pull up, they actually they're trying to catch all of that. And so they take it out in like a geotube. And so once they take it out, the only soils that could spill would be from the actual gravel that they put back in.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Open it up to any questions. Other commission members have any questions or comments on this?
Do you have any idea what the size pipe is and what you guys will be going to eventually?
I mean, I would have to say it from my observation in the field, it's probably about a 6-foot pipe. And I'm not sure because it's not just replacing the actual culvert that is being considered along this. It's actually considering how much flow will then go down to the other culvert. So it's this kind of all-inclusive analysis. So it's at the minimum going to meet stream crossing standards, and so we have to still determine bank full width. We haven't actually sat down and determined that yet, but it will meet bank full width. It'll meet the stream crossing standards. And so, but that's not the only consideration. The other consideration is how much you have to let as much flow as possible through, but it also needs to be metered out to a degree for the downstream culverts. And so it's this, that analysis hasn't been done yet. This is just the initial stage. This is the first step to try to evaluate what the soils are like and what those soils have for capacity to install what size culvert.
Got it. That helps a lot. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, seeing none. Anyone from the public here that would like to comment on this project? Okay, seeing none. Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we close tonight's hearing on 25 Forbush Mill Road, map 6B, parcel 2. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye, starting with Lauren. Lori?
Aye. Aye. Sorry, I keep losing connection a little.
Nope, no worries. Sam?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well, Lauren. And I would like to make a motion that we issue a -2 determination as drafted in tonight's meeting. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am also an aye, Lauren.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Seth. Have a good night. Okay, I think. Go ahead, Lauren.
Oh, the certificate of compliance.
Yeah, we got to do those. Okay, so there is a request for a certificate of compliance for Bower Spring Conservation Area off of Flanagan Road, map 7C, parcel 18A, submitted by Rebecca on behalf of the Town of Bolton Conservation Commission. Rebecca did do a site visit that was carried out on July 18th and confirmed compliance. Any questions from any commission members on that?
No.
Okay. So we're going to do a roll call vote. It will be a roll call vote to approve the issuance of a certificate of compliance for Barbara Springs Conservation Area off of Flanagan Road, map 7C, parcel 18A. All in favor, say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well, Lauren.
You?
Okay, and then we have another request for certificate of compliance. This one is off of Quaker Lane Conservation Area, map 3C, parcel 66. Also submitted by Rebecca on behalf of the Town of Bolton Conservation Commission. This project was to daylight a 10-foot wide hydrological connection. Work has been completed in compliance with the order of conditions. Any Conservation Commission members have questions, comments? Okay. This will be another roll call vote to approve the issuance of a certificate of compliance for Quaker Land Conservation Area map parcel 66. All in favor say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well, Lauren.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I think we got through everything tonight. Does anyone have any new things we want to bring up, discuss? Okay, and we did get everything, Lauren, I think?
Yep, I'm looking through. Yep, you hit everything.
Okay. I would like to make a motion that we close the August 20th, 2024 Bolton Conservation Commission meeting. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye, starting with Lori.
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
And I am also an aye, Lauren.
All right, thank you.
Righty. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Night.
You too. Thanks.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.